if you're living in America and you're not wealthy, you are pretty much living in the ghetto, okay? Now, listen, I understand if you're born somewhere else in the world, you probably have worse living conditions, all right? But in terms of first world countries, if you're living in America, you're basically living in the ghetto. Now, I live here. I live in America currently, so I can say this, and I understand this concept. America is a first world ghetto, okay? Now, why the hell am I talking about this on this channel? My channel is basically advice shit, right? My advice, get out of America when you can. And I'm not saying, oh my God, you're going to get nuked or die if you live in America. Well, you might. I mean, there's another shooting yesterday, so that might be the case. But what I'm saying is, do not retire in America. That's my advice to you. Don't do that. And why am I saying this? Most people understand that if you live in America, you're basically in the lower tier of first world countries. They all do it better than we do. Now, these thoughts have been, you know, bubbling up and popped when I went to Japan recently. Japan is overall is better than America in most ways. I'm not a super omega weeb that thinks Japan is better than America in every single way. I mean, their work culture is fucked for the most part. It's getting better, but when I was over there, I saw a business meeting end at 9 p.m. That shit's ridiculous. The customer service over there is really good, but I'm thinking about it from the employee's perspective. They gotta do a lot. I mean, maybe it's in the culture that they think is fine. Maybe it's not a troublesome thing for them to do. I don't know, but it seems like a lot of work to do. So there's that. But I gotta tell you, man, going to America, then going to Japan, it's a big difference. For one, I don't know where you live. If you live in America, you might not live in a place that has great public transportation, but I've lived in New York City, Chicago. It's supposed to have some of the best public transport in the country. I believe New York City does have the best public transport in the country. Compared to Japan, it fucking sucks. Because the trains are fucking late. The buses are fucking late. When you go on a train, it smells like pee, it smells like weed. People are doing flips in there, trying to sell you drugs, trying to just get money from you for free, all that shit. And that's in the best place for public transport in America. That's ghetto. That's fucked, okay? In certain places, I won't even take the train at a certain time. Not because I can't handle it. I can. I've seen some wild shit in New York City subways, but I'm just not in the mood. I don't want to be reminded that I live in the fucking first world ghetto, so I just don't take the public transport sometimes, right? In Japan, trains are on time. They tell you where to fucking stand on the ground to get into the train. And depending on which train, they'll tell you which sections of the platform will be open for you to get into. What happens? People wait to the side, people get out, people go in, train leaves on time, like clockwork. I was thinking, how can they keep the schedule? There's got to be some person who kind of holds it up by a minute. No! Everyone's fucking respectful and gets on the train and gets off the fucking train. That's it. Simple as that. Why can't that be the case over here in America? I don't know. It's a good question. In terms of cleanliness, listen, if you live in a place with millions of people, obviously then you might see like, you know, a napkin or something on the floor or whatever, right? But by and large, it's really clean in Japan, especially given that they don't have many public trash cans. Take that into account, and it is fucking miraculous how clean it is. It is insane. Whereas you go to, let's say, New York City, there's trash piling up on the sidewalk. You might have someone sleeping in there for fun. In Chicago, even, they have alleyways for the trash. Still litter on the floor. Still stinks. It smells like pee, you know. It just feels like living in the ghetto. It's not fun. In terms of education is something I want to bring up too. I went to Japan and there are people there, almost everyone there is bilingual to an extent. No offense to them, but their English kind of is not good. but almost every Japanese person can say something in English to move the situation along. In America, most people learn Spanish or Italian as a secondary language, but no one remembers shit. The average American's understanding of Spanish is, can I get that taco quesadilla? That's it. They don't know shit. It's just English. And if you want to do that, that's fine. But most other countries have, you know, all the citizens have some level of understanding of a different language. So it makes it easier to kind of communicate if you're coming in there. So that's cool. That was fun. That was enjoyable to kind of hear that from other people. Man. Food as well. Here's something interesting. It's probably going to veer into TMI, but normally I don't eat American meat or dairy because it's fucking poison, but went to Japan, just ate everything. Good Lord, all that food is crazy good. Even in the convenience stores. You want to buy some rice ball, you want to buy some refrigerated meal, that shit is good. It's not that weird frozen shit that you get in America. It's like, you can enjoy this. This is great. And so I was eating buttload of eggs, buttload of pork, beef, whatever, all that stuff, right? I was all good. I mean, I ate too much because I was being dumb, but it's all good. Came back to America. 2 days later, I got an issue with my stomach, and I was on the toilet for this next 6 days. I looked it up. I'm like, if that happens to you after a trip, that means you just you ingested some weird bacteria from the country you just got into. But I just got back to America. Oh, American food's poison. I forgot. Fuck me to death, man. Even living here is fucking draining health-wise. Also, tech-wise. Okay, speaking of toilet. Tech-wise, the toilets in Japan are fucking wild. I already installed a bidet in my bathroom before I went to Japan. Bidets are godlike, guys. If you don't have one, you're disgusting. Get a bidet. Here's the thing. If you poop, you want a bidet. If you spill peanut butter on your arm, you're not going to take a napkin and just go, oh yeah, let me just do that. No, you're going to wet it and get rid of it, right? Same thing with your butthole, right? If you get shit on that, you want some water. That's ideal, right? You can wipe and wipe and wipe. You might get close, but it's never going to be as good as getting, you know, that water up there. And if you feel like it's gay, cool, get butt fucked by Hydro Man. It's fine. It feels fine, okay? Just get over it, get a clean anus, okay? When I went to Japan, there was a restaurant I went to. I walked in the bathroom. The toilet opened itself up, did a courtesy flush for me. And I was thinking, holy motherfucking shit. This is the future. This is incredible. I love it. All the bathrooms are clean, by the way. You know how in America, you want to go to a public bathroom, you want to pee, it's going to be, ugh, I don't want to touch the seat. It's going to have hepatitis on there or something. And God forbid you need to take a shit in America. Open up toilet. It's just, you just don't feel safe sitting down, right? In Japan, I'm not going to lie, I use the bathroom for 1 and 2 in public restrooms. Totally fine. Clean, awesome. Why can't that be the case in America? It's so weird. I was thinking that during the trip a lot. Like, these are just human beings in Japan. They're human beings in America. Why can't it be more similar? It's strange. And the biggest difference is the level of safety I felt in Japan. So in America, you go to school, you go to a bowling alley, you go to a movie theater, you get shot, you get mugged, whatever. That's what it is. Unless you live in a pretty damn good neighborhood, right? If you don't, well, you can get shot or mugged, whatever. In Japan, and I've said in Japan a lot this video, but to make the contrast, I went to the red light district of Tokyo, which inspired Kamurocho, the Yakuza games, if you played those. Looks the same. It's basically Times Square, but just a bit more orderly. Now the main reason why it's the red light district is because you can go into brothels, soaplands, I believe they call them. You can go into bars, have escorts, whatever, right? Now the thing is, if you go for those degenerate pleasures, then you can get scammed. That's where the trouble comes in. If you want to go into a bar, they're going to do some wild shit, rack up the bill, whatever. That's an issue. I don't drink, so I'm immune from that shit, but that's where the danger is there. But not for me. So I went there, red light district, I think the most densely populated city in the world, I believe. I felt totally safe. And throughout the trip, I saw many women walking by themselves at night, which is a clear sign that there's a level of safety there. No one's worried about just getting mugged, killed, or raped on the street. It was calming. It was really nice just walking, like, I don't have to worry about some guy walking up to me, getting a knife out, a gun out, and just trying to rob me or anything. Not that that's ever happened to me, you know, because I look like a fucking asshole. No one wants to mug me that often, you know. So I don't have to worry about that in general because I'm a man too, right? But in general, I felt super, super fucking safe in Japan. Super, super safe. I also felt safe too because I was apparently the only guy in Japan who worked out. Now, obviously, karate, listen, the great karate comes from Japan. So I understand they got some warriors over there. I know that. But I went to a bathhouse. I saw many, 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 many Japanese men naked. Nowadays, I don't think anybody works out over there, okay? By and large. Obviously, there are some badass warriors over there somewhere. I didn't see them, but they exist. But the majority of people there, I don't think they exercise. Which, you know, I mean, they probably exercise in a way. Maybe they jog. They cycle a lot over there. They stretch a lot over there. But I'm talking resistance training. I don't think anyone does that shit over there. Which in a way is kind of cool. They don't feel like they have to be, you know, strong to fuck anyone up because it's so safe over there. But I don't care how safe it is. I'm going to go, you know, build myself up. But there is a level of safety you have over there that is unmatched. Unless you want to live in a pretty rich area in America or somewhere else. Now, a lot of things I said, they also apply to other countries. And that is kind of the point of this video. My advice to you, don't retire in America. Please make money, make connections, whatever you got to do. Get the fuck out. Go to Japan. Go to, I don't know, Germany, Italy, somewhere that's not America. Because if you're living in a first world country, you might as well go somewhere where you can live properly. Not over here in America where you pay all these taxes, pay all these fees, and you get jack shit for it. You know how it is in Japan when you go out to eat? You order your stuff, they come back with your food and your bill, and they leave you the fuck alone. In America, you order out to eat, they bring you your food, they pester you every single bite you take so that you can give them extra money on top of the scalping prices that they already charge you. And then they charge you another surcharge at the end. Hey, you have 5 people, we're gonna charge you more. Okay, guys, can I just fucking eat, please? Can I just fucking eat, please? It's just, it's a big difference. Life, like quality of life, it's different. It's very different. So I would advise everyone, get the fuck out of America. Don't retire. Don't retire here. Please don't. Do whatever you gotta do. Don't retire here. Don't go to some third world country though, but go somewhere good, okay? But if you're gonna live in a first world country, why the fuck would you pick America? Don't do it. I might lose subscribers from this video, but I don't care. It's for your guys' safety. Get the fuck out of America before you're 60, okay? Just do it. Just do it.